just finishing installing this base plate so I can put some nail plates across. And I should have done this before I put the vent in. This is the roughed in vent for the sink that will be the bar downstairs eventually. Of course, had to cut this thing in half on the bandsaw and then put it back together here in place. So, lesson learned, a couple of nail plates on each side and it'll be done. All right, that's a wrap. Nail plates on both sides. Just capped off my kitchen's DWV stack. So this thing is sealed. The only outlet it has is the vent on the roof. Otherwise, it's sealed all the way downstairs. The reason we do this is because during my next inspection, this will either be air tested or water tested to check for leaks. So even though I'll have to cut this off when I install the sink, it needs a sealed cap for now. Speaking of sealed caps, each of these water supply lines are going to need a temporary cap as well. This is one of the reasons I love working with PEX so much. It's super easy to cut, and for now, I can just put one of these rings on, give it a good crimp, and it should be good to go. The other nice thing about PEX, and you've seen me use this before, is the go, no go gauge. I just put this gauge on here, and as long as it goes in one direction, I know I've got a good crimp. So that one looks good. Just do the same thing over here with the hot supply, and this kitchen will be roughed out. All right, done. Good evening, it's Friday, December 17th, and my bathtub just arrived. It arrived 10 days early, which is great, because that'll help me with roughing in my plumbing over there. I can get everything perfectly aligned just by placing the tub down and then lining up the pipes, gluing them in place, and then I can just pop the tub back out. When it's time to install it for real, everything will be lined up. I won't have to worry about having to redo anything there. The tub has great reviews. I'm gonna put a mortar bed down just to prevent any issues with the fiberglass cracking. So I'm glad this arrived. It came 10 days early, so Merry Christmas to the bathroom. Getting later in the day, Saturday still, and the pipes are coming together nicely. So far, I've got the main plumbing stack for the toilets glued together, as well as all these little fittings for the bathtub. I just need to connect the bathtub, glue the shower, and tie this all into the main stack, pop upstairs, and the basement is done. You can see I've got the sink DWV and the sink vent for the bathroom sink down here. One thing I've noticed when I glue these together, they seem to be able to fit together a little bit more closely than when I rough fit them. So I've had to extend the length of just a few pieces of pipe throughout my rough fittings, but the main plan is still working beautifully. So I'm gonna keep going, and we'll see how long this takes me. And just like that, it's Sunday, December 19th. On the 22nd, this Wednesday, I have my next inspection. That's gonna be the inspection for all rough-ins. So what's left to complete, I need to finish my DWV stacks in the bathroom, as well as the supply lines to the bathrooms, the supply line to the laundry, and the supply line to the hot water heater. That's it for plumbing, so I am closing in. The other thing that's left is the structural straps that are specified in my engineering plans. They actually specify 15s, but I can only get 18s, so whatever. Go big or go home, I guess. So, without further ado, I'm gonna try and get all that done today, which will leave Monday and Tuesday to just double check everything and clean up a little bit. So, let's head back downstairs to finish up that shower drain. upstairs, and although it looks a little bit messy, things are starting to come together. Now that all the DWV fittings in the basement are finished, I can start running the branches to the various fixtures up here, which actually isn't much. It's just a couple of sinks, and then all the vents for all the fixtures. So I'm gonna set up a few time lapses and we'll bust that out now. Now that I'm upstairs, finishing out the rest of the DWV fittings and supply lines, I'm gonna remove the tub. It's done its job for now, which is to make sure that I roughed in its DWV fittings in the right spots. Since I've got that all glued up and they're good to go, I can take this, put it back in the box where it's gonna be safe and out of the way as I drill a bunch of holes, make a bunch of sawdust, and get things in. When it's finishing time and I've passed my rough-in inspection, tub can go back in, but for now, back in the box. December 20th, 2 days to my next inspection. Trying to finish all the DWV fittings today and the plumbing supply runs. I had to pick up a few of these 45 offsets because the vents need to be jogged just by a little bit, and so a 45 offset can basically get me anywhere I need within a couple of inches. So these are going to be handy. A lot of vents are just going to have a slight jog in them to align them up with the main vent line going across to the main stack. Keep running out of the blue hot cement, and we need some plumber's putty, so let's go. There's no way to get a great shot of this, but all the DWV vents are done. I'll try to give you a quick walkthrough here. So we can see right in the middle is the big 3-inch stack. Still need to pipe that up through the roof, but that's gonna be the easy part. Over here, we've got the DWV for the bathtub drain. Actually, this is the vent for the bathtub. Over here, that middle one, that's for the toilets. Just an extra vent, just to make sure they drain nice and well. That one down there, coming through the floor, that is from the sink downstairs, and it joins up the sink upstairs. And then last but not least, we've got the shower DWV, and that's the vent stack for it. Everything goes across horizontally into the main stack, and it's done. So next up, finish putting that through the roof and see if it'll hold water. Okay, now that my DWV fittings are done, it's time for me to start installing the last of the PEX, the hot and the cold for all the bathrooms. So I've got my Delta Becker shower valve here for the bathtub and shower. And this little guy needs to go right here, right where there's a stud. That's just the way it worked out. So I'm gonna have to cut and make a little notch here so the shower valve can go right there. Hey, welcome to my desk. Today is the 21st of December. Tomorrow's my inspection. There's still some work to do. Let me show you. Oh, hey, real quick, check this out. Hit myself in the head with an out-of-control drill tonight. That was cool. Here's my to-do list broken down by column. As you can see in this middle column, it's just some plumbing stuff. What's in orange is left. I basically have to run all of my wall taps for the 3 bathrooms, and then little things like the dishwasher, the pot filler in the kitchen, the hot water heater, and the washing machine. That is gonna take a little bit of time. The final thing before my pressure test tomorrow, remove all the gas flex hoses, put caps on, give it one more test myself. So that's what I'm working on.